What's going on, everyone? This is Alan, the Beanball Podcast. Happy spring training day, opening camp. Let's get into it with some news. Pitchers and catchers have reported. Great day. Major league teams are showing up. Teams are coming down. They got quarantined for 5 days. So a lot of them already been there. Now we're seeing jerseys, a lot of faces, new faces and new places like Bauer, definitely in, the Dodger blue. Luckily, he knew Arizona, so they got a house pretty quickly, probably there for him. Because pretty much probably right after they signed the deal, he had to go right there so they can start the 5-day quarantine probably. And who knows, all these other players. And we still have multiple players who have not signed, and which there's negotiations going on right now because, it's time. Most other position players all have to report by, I believe, next Tuesday, and then we have full camp. So we started with some news, not, I guess, kind of baseball, not really, a lot of people like, oh, he was still trying, was Tim Tebow decided to hang him up again. He ended his baseball career trying to make the major leagues officially this evening, released a statement on Twitter. He hasn't played, of course, he didn't play last year, but in 2019, he got injured and missed, I think, the second half of the season, if I remember correctly, or at least a good chunk of it. So, Tim Tebow, best of luck. Great college football analyst. He tried baseball. I still was never sure when my Mets signed him, but hey, what can you do? And then, a couple of small deals. You hear rumblings, and, Mets are still negotiating, trying to find that other starter until Noah gets back, but apparently Noah's throwing section today turned out great. So we'll keep an eye out on that. But then the shocker. Not long ago, Tatis Jr. has agreed principles, no official, of course, nothing yet, to a 14-year extension. 14 years includes starting this year of $340 million. This is insane for a 22-year-old who technically has not played a full 162 in the major leagues yet. But, of course, with the injured rookie year, then the shortened season last year, you can only see what this guy can do in a full season. So I can't wait to see. Hopefully he stays healthy this year. We can see a full 162 games out of Tatis Jr., but the deal's insane if you think about it. 14 years, starting this year, the guy will be 36 years old at the end of his contract. He can still sign another small contract if you want. Full no trade clause. No deferred money is what people are hearing. So you're talking about he got money. So he went from pretty much making only what I think, if I remember correctly looking this up, was $1.5 million in his brief career. Of course, he was signed very young to the White Sox, and then, of course, a year later they traded him, which is probably the worst trade ever now looking back on it. Because imagine the White Sox if they never traded Tatis Jr. Imagine what that team would be like right now. You think the Padres are hitting it off. White Sox are good. But God, if they would have kept him. But, of course, they probably could. They figured because, they have Tim Anderson. So they're not missing too much. But I think you would probably rather have Tatis Jr. at short than Tim Anderson. But hell, you could have played him third, but Yonkaz at third, second base. There's options that White Sox could have done. So, but this is crazy. Now you just got to think about players at shortstop. First one comes to mind is Lindor now. Of course, older, so they're not the length of the contract, but what is Lindor going to make the Mets cost to extend him? If not, what he's going to get next year in free agency? That is a big question we cannot wait to see. But if you think about a young star getting ahead of the game, signing extension, Braves looking like a geniuses now with Acuna contract looking like pennies on the dollar to what Tatis got. But then you got to think about Juan Soto of the Nationals. He's probably looking at $400 million trying to beat Mike Trout for that extension. And there's a strong possibility if Soto puts together a season like he has been this season, there's no doubt in my mind that's going to have to cost $400 million if he wants to stay in a national uniform by those owners. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. So I can't wait to get more baseball news since baseball's now starting up. Players in Florida and Arizona. Podcasts, did happen last week. New piece of equipment. It didn't record Alan's audio. Setup looked great. I could put a little clip in, but the background looks awesome. Unfortunately, the audio was crap. The only way you can hear him a little bit was through my microphone. I figured it out, but I couldn't save that clip. So we were going to record this week. But unfortunately, Alan possibly came in close contact with someone with COVID. So he is quarantined with his family until a negative test result. So the podcast is coming soon. Hopefully next week, if everyone tests negative, which so far so good has been, who's close to them. So we'll wait and see more. But trust me, coming soon, the Beanball Podcast, episode 1, 1.5, I don't know what to call it. We'll catch y'all really soon. Peace.